G'day folks, welcome to Big V TV. Great to have you with us. Championship men and women, 4 rounds to go.
Nearly done.
Crazy stuff, and
Plenty on.
there's some big games coming up this week, let me tell you. And a couple of teams just starting to look a little bit shaky.
Yeah,
a little bit
definitely,
shaky.
especially the women.
And the men, a little bit shaky. Anyway, more on that
point. I
shortly.
didn't pick up on that.
No, it was really obvious.
Listen, a couple of big announcements. Take us, a couple of big announcements. One of them's well, they're both beauties, but one of them's an absolute ripper.
Well,
You want to do the first one?
yeah, well, you check the date though. You give us the date.
the right date.
Big V Awards.
We have sorted all this out before we go.
Yeah.
Making this up on the fly.
Big V Awards dinner.
Yes.
It's coming up.
Saturday, September 20?
20th? Yes, that's
Saturday,
right.
September 20.
Yep.
New venue. Etihad Stadium.
Ooh, nice.
Etihad Stadium.
Stadium.
Nice.
Yeah, mate.
So how'd you pull that?
Oh, just
You
know. I know a few
he's
people.
very good at pulling things. Don't worry about that. He gets these things done. Hey, listen, Etihad Stadium,
Yeah.
Saturday night, 20th September.
Gonna
Do
be
we
gold.
throw in a free AFL preliminary final that night, or
I wouldn't mind.
with the ticket?
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, that's great news. So,
Yeah, no, good, nice new venue, nice new spot by
Nice.
the
Overlooking the
Docklands.
Docklands, yeah.
and what do we normally have? It's like 600-700 people
Yeah.
that just talk incessantly while we try and give away a couple of awards here and there. But anyway, that's
Bit of a
fine.
new format too, with some details coming out about that
Yes.
later, so it's going to be a
Exciting,
great
mate,
night.
exciting. So tickets will be available pretty soon. We're getting things kicked off earlier this year.
Hot pies,
And,
$9 each.
Record,
fees
footy
of
record,
$14
$5
each. Yeah.
And if you want chicken and chips, it's about 86.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Enjoy it.
So that's one, and the other one is back again.
Yes.
Fair Go
Fair Go Sport program.
Grand Final Series.
Yeah, it's a program that's been designed to promote gender and sexual diversity in basketball
Yep.
clubs across Victoria, in conjunction with the Victorian Government, the Equal Opportunity Commission, and Basketball Victoria.
Get
So just last year,
rainbow socks on, all that sort of
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
So some of the teams last year backed it big
Oh,
time as well. It was great.
Sensational. It's a great cause, a more inclusive environment in basketball for everyone.
Good, couple of big
Yeah.
announcements there. State champ women, let's get straight into it. McKinnon Cougars, who are on the up. Hey, they are flying at the
Yeah,
moment. They're up to
they're
second on the
good.
ladder, 67-47 win over Eltham. Eltham shot at just 28%, didn't help them. Nicole Zammit, who I tell you now, is really starting to slot in nicely for the Cougars.
Good player.
She had a good season.
She's very handy.
I think she's still leading the assists. in
Oh, I
the
wouldn't
league.
be surprised,
Yeah, she had a good
mate. Yeah,
season.
she's
13 points,
stable.
5 assists. Alex Luff had 12 points. Amy Nichols has been pretty good for the Wildcats lately.
Yeah.
Nico,
Might have been a 200th or 150th game, milestone game.
good work, Nico.
Either
13
that or it
points.
was a Sunday.
Nice, had 13 points in that game.
Do McKinnon rotate players? I've heard that they
do.
sit a couple of players out each game.
Yeah, so I've heard the same thing.
They do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
And they might have a couple of injured here and there.
Yeah.
So,
No,
anyway, hey, I think they've won
They're looking
6
good.
in a row.
Really
Yeah,
good.
expect to win.
Hey,
They got
let's
the
go
job
to
done.
one team that had to win, had to bounce back because they got touched up last round. Hume City against Warrandyte.
Yeah, look, and they did. 73 to Warrandyte's 51. Warrandyte, not bad effort for them. I think they've.
I think they got to within about 9
Okay.
around the start of the last.
Yeah, 31 to 16 first half did the damage for the Broncos. They won the boards 53 to 38. Bit of a recurring theme for the Venom.
Yes.
I do believe. They
Lacked
got
a
to,
little bit of height.
yeah, they got to the foul line 35 times. Hume City did. Colin Planeta continued her stellar form. 17 points, 16 boards, 7 blocks.
The blocks
5
count,
steals.
The blocks count on Planeta this season is probably the best I can think of in state champ women
Absolutely.
since probably Geethu at Ringwood.
Oh, Geetha, yep.
Probably since Geethu.
Yeah,
In
Anyway,
the past.
Yeah, Lauren Bennett, 24 points, 6 boards, 3 triples. Samara Gallagher,
great.
17, 18 boards and 5
Yeah,
steals.
it's been very good.
And Tamara Naismith, 14 and 8 for it.
And I reckon she had 11 of those 14 in the last quarter.
Right, okay.
So-
like cheeky ones at the end.
Yeah, cheeky ones.
Garbage time.
The old cheeky.
Oh, so they didn't really count as much.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I reckon she had 11 of her 40. That's a factual statement. I'm not
Yes.
making that up. That's
It was
a factual
just an
statement.
interesting point.
Shut up and move on. Bulleen. Speaking of teams that
on the
are up
cusp,
and about
on
at
the
the
cusp.
moment.
Bulleen kept their finals hopes
Yes.
alive with a 79-47 good win over Sherbrooke. 18 to 14 at quarter time, and then the Boomers just bounced
Bang.
away 61-33 from that point on. Tennille Nash stepped up with
Nashy.
23 points. That's
Yep.
a great effort.
Yeah.
Funda, 22 points as
Naka.
Funda does. Sarah Verdonk had 13 for
Donker.
Sherbrooke. It was a regulation win for Bulleen, but more it was in the grand context of the
They-
season. They've kept their finals hopes
They
alive.
can smell blood in the water, at the
There
moment,
is-
especially with the way Waverley's
They're
going.
safely.
It is a big sniff at the moment. They can it's a big sniff at the moment. And more on Waverley shortly.
Don Valley 79 knocked off Melbourne 66.
Now-
We both hit Melbourne, you and I.
Now, and I remember I might have said last week, this will come down to Carly Turner and Sydney Moss. Whoever is up and about and has the better game will lead their team to a win.
Gully Turner had 27 points,
Wow.
13 boards, 4 assists, and 3 triples.
Just missed the blue carpet. That's how tough it was to get on the blue carpet this week. Just missed it.
Amy Faulkner, a little cameo with 16 points and 4 triples. Sydney Moss,
Aussie.
19 and 9. Good game. And Rachel
Punky.
Brewster, 13 and 12. Why?
Punky.
Rachel Brewster.
Yeah, Punky Brewster. 13 and 12.
Please don't tell me
Punky.
you've never heard of Punky Brewster. 'Cause
Oh,
if
come
you
on,
can't,
mate.
you need to leave the show.
You've never heard of Punky
It's like
Brewster?
the best show in the 80s.
Come on, mate. 80s? 90s? 80s? I don't know. Anyway. So Punky, anyway, that's her name from
I was
now
an
on.
infant through the majority of the 90s, and there was a twinkle in my father's eye in the 80s.
I met your dad too. Hey, listen, TV. Good to see them up and about scoring the last couple of weeks because they had
a lull.
Yeah, they did. They had a lull. Eltham bounced back on Sunday, 73 defeating Melbourne 55.
Yeah.
Melbourne couple of losses on the weekend, and don't forget they got a big scalp the week before.
They
so,
did. Yeah, back to earth.
Good bounce back by the Wildcats. 25-12 finish by the home team. Hayley Munro, one of her better games for a while, 22 points. Googs had 18 points, 7 rebounds and 4 triples. Sydney Moss, as always, 19 and 11. Waverley have lost 3 of their last 4, and Ringwood showed them no mercy.
No mercy at all. The Hawks went to Waverley and come away with an 85-52 win.
That's a spanking.
So Waverley, unfortunately for them, continue to slide. The Hawks won every quarter.
What?
They were dominant in this game, despite Amber Heggie being held to only 9 points, which just shows their depth, but you know how much Waverley really did struggle.
Was that a Team Cunningham match? I'm not sure.
Well, I
Maybe.
don't know, but what it does tell you is something that I've been banging on about for a fair while. Ringwood's depth.
Yeah.
They are well and truly.
You haven't shut up about
No,
Ringwood's
no.
depth, actually. It's
No.
all back on it.
And that's what. But I have been saying this year that they have solved
Only
that
since I
problem.
called you out.
They have solved that problem, and
Michelle,
Karowski, but they are title favourites right now.
oh, no question about it. Michelle
Right now,
Karowski had 20 and
13
9, Emma Badome 13 and 12. Cunningham had 23 and 7. Talia Hicks had 11. Look, 2 problems with Ardossi not being there. Defensively, she changed her shots.
Oh, no doubt.
And now, you know,
Teams are scoring
no
against-
disrespect against
There's no presence.
No.
against the Waverley younger players, but you know, even if Tegan scores 30, it's where's the rest of those
Yep.
points?
It was a long term. It'll be.
Yeah, they'll be okay. They're got some good young kids coming
That's
up,
what I
but
mean.
it finishes them this season.
And
Yeah.
despite what the stories are as to why or how she is gone, so not there,
Yeah.
and they told us last week on air
Yeah.
what the story was, and then told us off air what the truth was.
That's not true at all.
But anyway,
Admit that's not
nah,
true.
it's not true. I'm just making that up. But what it does tell us is that the decision to part ways with Bridget Ardossi, for whatever reason, they knew damn well. There's no doubt that Elliot and the group out at Waverley knew damn well that it had the
gonna hurt.
potential and probably will
On the court.
derail their
Right now.
finals
Oh,
tilt,
there's no question.
whether they make it
Yeah.
or not. So
Yeah.
they would have known what they were doing.
Yeah.
Michelle Krowowski, did we go through that?
Yeah, we've already done
Did we
that,
do it
but
all?
thanks for
Ladder.
listening.
Oh, we'll do the ladder then. All
Go,
right,
hurry up.
quick. Go on.
Ringwood 13 and 1, McKinnon 11-3. They've won 6 in a row now. Hawthorn, Hume City 10 and 3, Waverley 9 and 6. They've lost 3 of their last 4. Right on the cusp of overtaking them in 4th spot, you've got Bulleen 8 and 6. They've won 3 in a row.
So they're one win behind with a
This-
game.
Yeah, it's probably worth mentioning.
In a minute.
Oh,
I know
we're
you're
on
saying-
six.
No,
We're
come
on
back to
the
that.
ladder, and you're interrupting
Come back
my
to that.
ladder.
Not your
Eltham
ladder.
6 and 8, Diamond Valley 4 and 10, Sherbrooke 3 and 11, Warrandyte 3 and 11, Melbourne 3 and 11. We've got a 3-way tie for the Wooden Spoon as well.
And based on that at the moment, Warrandyte I think would be last because they lost to Sherbrooke twice.
Yep.
Yeah.
They've split it with Melbourne, but I think Melbourne has head-to-head on it. And it becomes, if it's a 3-way tie, it's head-to-head-to-head.
Mini ladder.
We've explained all that before. Anyway, it's all about Waverley and Bulleen at the moment. Waverley in 4th, 9 wins, 6 losses. Bulleen in 5th, 8 wins, 6 losses. Bulleen have won their last 3. Waverley have lost 3 of their last 4. Guess what happens in round 18?
Play each other.
Of course they play each other.
Nice.
Nice foresight,
Well
fixed
done.
dream team.
What we can tell you at the moment, though, is Waverley has head-to-head with a 10-point win in round 7. That may come into play.
That may save their season.
Well, it may come into play for sure, no doubt. Round 15, here we go. Now, there's a Friday night game.
Oh.
School holidays, mate.
Yeah.
How's that?
Haven't you seen all the kids out
Fantastic.
there?
Yeah, I know, it's a pain.
Eh? Kicking over letterboxes and all that sort of stuff. Round 15, Friday night start. Eltham, Bulleen.
Bulleen on form.
Bulleen have to win.
Got to win.
They have to win.
They
So
will.
I think Bulleen will win that as well. But I tell you what, I love being a part of a team where the opposition has to win.
Yeah.
Because you can just go, you know
Eltham
what?
will be like, we can end your season.
We're going to try and stick it right up here.
Wow.
Saturday games, 2 of them. Hume City, Diamond Valley. Diamond Valley beat Hume City earlier this season by
That's
3 points.
why Hume City will win this
Yeah,
one.
I agree. You agree with
Comfortably,
that?
yeah.
Warrandyte take on McKinnon.
Got to go to the Cougs, red hot
Now,
favourites.
I just want to... No, I don't want to say anything. There's Sunday, Melbourne, Ringwood.
Ringwood by 20.
It's going to be a fair bit.
Alpha.
Yeah, Sherbrooke, Hume City.
Hume City.
Hume City for me as
Get the
well.
double, yeah.
Waverley at home to Warrandyte on Sunday.
Waverley.
I'm going to go Waverley.
Because they have to win.
Now,
Hold on.
I just want to put this out there.
Waverley have to win.
Waverley should win.
Yeah.
It is a massive, massive danger game. This is the one that stands out for me this week with the red lights blaring and the siren going off. This is the danger game. I'm telling you now, Waverley, if you do not bring your A game, Warrandyte defensively has the ability to upset
Clamp
you.
down. And
Very careful.
two teams that are now a little bit both undersized. They're both undersized.
Yes.
Gives Warrandyte every chance.
It has warning bells all over it.
Could open the game up for Amanda Hendricks, couldn't it, really?
All I'm saying is that is the game for me that stands out
Absolutely.
as the one that could absolutely decide Waverley's season. State champion Corio Bay have not lost a game at home this season. Take it away.
No, they beat Bulleen 97-90. Looks like a high quality contest. Plenty of scoring. Bulleen led by 4 at the half,
Yep.
led by 3 at 3/4
Had their
time.
chances.
They looked good, and Stingrays rallied home with a 26-16 final
Yep.
quarter. The home crowd obviously got him over, helped get him over the line. Dwayne Johnson, big return for him, 30 points, 14 boards. Pretty good outing by Jace Ridden, 15 points, 15 boards, 9 assists and 5 triples.
Just a quiet night out.
That's ridiculous. Scooter Rankin, 25 and 9 assists, 4 trays. Liam Norton, this is full of big.
He had a big weekend.
Liam Norton, 28 points, 7 boards, 7 assists, 4 trays. Scott Cuff had 20 and 8. Varmal had 19 and 8, and Beston had 14.
They all got amongst them.
The big
One of
guns
the best
came out.
players in the comp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
no
is
doubt.
an absolute gun up against his former
Yep.
team there. Dwayne Johnson, very, very good game. Crow Bay home by 7. Have not lost at home, and I'm telling you, it will be a fortress. For anyone that's got to go there during the finals.
Yep.
Now, here's the big one for me. This was the upset, the shock, and could potentially come back to haunt
No question.
the McKinnon Cougars in 4 weeks' time in a major way. McKinnon 64 went down to Eltham 74. I want to point out that last week in round 13, McKinnon played the 2 top teams, lost to both of them by single digits, and in the process averaged about 102 points per game for the weekend. Thereabouts, 100 points for the weekend. Would that be right per game?
That's a lot.
Held to 64 by Eltham, who, despite the fact that they're going to finish down the ladder, would have to be one of the best defensive teams this season when they're on. They've held a lot of the top teams to low scores.
They defended the lights out
Yeah,
of it.
huge upset. McKinnon shot at 30% and just 2 of 22 from the arc. Simon Bradbury, who's been in great form, 16 and 10. Elliot Carr, 14 and 9. Sam Aird was the top scorer for McKinnon with 19 points. Corey Maynard, 13 points, 5 assists. What went wrong?
You pretty well said it, and it's pretty evident. Eltham took us out of our stuff, our offense. We weren't able to get.
What kind
a
of
lot
defence do they run? Tell us a little bit about their
It was
defence.
pretty. There's a fair bit of man actually. Good man. They
Full
just
court,
tight.
do they get up the court?
No, not really. They're
Half
just
court.
a good half-court defensive team. They pressed a little bit at times, like not a hard press, but just to drain some seconds off the clock, off the shot clock up the floor. But just great half-court D. They just talk, they switch, they get through screens. They
Trevor
deny.
Lee has them playing.
It's trademark.
yeah,
Well,
really good.
it was their defence, which is why McKinnon went 2 of 22 from the line.
Something
because
we've
they
relied on
gave
pretty
you guys-
heavily the last
They
little
gave you
while.
guys no space from the perimeter at all.
Now, in all seriousness, out of that weekend when you had Eltham and Sherbrooke, no doubt McKinnon fans would have looked at the Eltham game as being the tick, and then hopefully get Sunday as well.
Well, the way we approach when we have a doubleheader is we wholly focus on the
Saturday night, have to.
and we just have swing for the
Only
fence
way
on
to
the
do it.
Sunday
Yep.
and see what happens. We don't even talk
Yep.
about it. We don't do
Only way
anything
to do it.
training. And so when you cop something like this, it really deflates you.
So after the game,
After the game,
what was the feeling like in the rooms after the game?
Um,
it must have been
well,
like
pretty-
a morgue.
it was. We were pretty down, and we were pretty disappointed with ourselves and individually and as a team. And
What did the coach say? Matty Brooks, because I've got to be honest.
say or
Hey,
yeah.
oh, hang on. 2 weeks ago, I was putting up in bloody big fancy lights Matt Brooks for Coach of the Year. You've lost 4 games since. I apologise. I apologise, Matt.
It's the same as what you did to Mahalia
I
Jackson.
shouldn't have done that. He's
Well,
never
we're
won
not-
again
no.
either, so I apologise for that. But what did Brooksy say after the game? He must have been distraught.
Just some choice words, some choice words.
Okay.
Congratulations to you.
Oh, yes.
On 100 games and Mules.
Yeah,
Adrian Mueller, 150, I think it was. 200 games.
Yep,
Hey,
so
well
well
done,
done on your
fellas.
milestone game.
Hey, just quickly, a message to all of our clubs out there. We love the milestones. If you actually tell us early enough, we'll give it a bit of a plug and pump it up. This sending stuff through on a Friday afternoon, there's not a lot we can do with it. So anyway, give it to us early.
Ringwood 100 defeated Hume City 91. The
Yes.
Hawks do enough to get the win on the back of a 28-14 last
Yep.
quarter. So Hume
First
City,
quarter, they jumped in at the start,
Marcus Rue 27 points. He went 12 of 12 from the free throw line. Sean Clark another big game, 17 and 15. Brian Dewar 16 and 8. Zoma 15. So it's a really good team effort.
I like
for
the
Hawks.
size of Ringwood now. The fact
Yeah,
that
me
Clark
too.
and Zoma are doing some pretty good things.
Yeah. Zoma just gives them a whole nother
Yeah,
look.
you got Latham as well there. As
Yeah, Jamal Brown, he's had a great season, 26 and 10. Maybank 20 and 7. Really good win to the
Good effort by
Yeah.
Broncos. Give them a push.
I think the thing is with Hume City, and we're about to say the same thing with Diamond Valley, they've been massively competitive in games.
Oh, for sure.
They just can't beat
Yeah.
the teams above them.
Yeah, I think the next one looked like a bit of a train wreck.
Holy
Who wants to take us
moly.
through it?
Oh, look, I reckon it was only a matter of time before we saw this. With all due respect to Whittlesea, but I reckon this sort of result has been brewing for a little bit. Waverley 111 defeated Whittlesea 56. No doubt for mine, the Pacers have slowed down. I think the season's caught up with them. First season up in the top flight, and they've had some great games this season, but I think it's caught up with them. Jermaine Williams going down.
Go on,
There's
that's
a
fine.
massive blow.
Go on.
Or the score breakdown.
No.
What's that?
You're funny.
Oh, yeah. Well,
The joke he wrote into the
yeah,
notes.
sorry. Whittlesea slowed down and looks to be going through the paces. But anyway, yeah, sorry about that.
He wrote that.
Sorry about that.
Chuck doing
What?
himself as he
Well-
talked away. Justin, there you go again, mate.
Hey, winner.
I actually did have a bit of a laugh when I read it.
Good on you.
Score, and the fact that I didn't read it out at first
Oh, you
tells
baited me. You baited
tells
me
you that
into
when I reread it, I thought, oh, geez, you're a dickhead. Hey, the score breakdown here by a quarter: 25-11, 29-16, 28-17, 29-12. So they just
Some obliteration.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I like about that? They did not
Relentless.
take their foot
Nah,
off. They
Waverley
just
do
kept
it well.
going. Yep.
Ivan Platnick, 27 points, 19 rebounds, 3 blocks. Great game. Fantastic game. Chris Arkell, 26 points and 4 blocks. Brett Keller, who didn't play in this one, by the way, so could have been a little bit uglier. Dirksy had 12 for Whittlesea, but I just think season 2014 has caught up on the Pacers, unfortunately. Big game on Sunday. Really important. 2 teams headed for finals. Well, 1 team coming out of it definitely headed for finals. There might be a question mark on the other. Take us through it.
Sherbrooke 75 defeated McKinnon 63. It was the second loss for McKinnon, who have now lost 4 in a row.
Well, they've had 2 double headers back to back.
Yeah,
And they've
yeah.
lost all 4.
They were pretty good, obviously, against Cryo Bay and
Yep.
Ringwood last week, but being held to 64 and 63 didn't help their cause.
It's a telling sign.
Look, going into the main break, the Cougars were playing really well. The last 5 minutes before half time, they were sensational, but then the Suns busted the game open with a 31-15
What happened?
third quarter. Well, Johnny Lee just really had his way with them for a 5-minute period or so. Look, Grant Johnson was held to 1 point for the first 15 minutes, but then he finished on 25 points and 12 rebounds.
I reckon
Johnny-
it was about the first 15. I was
Yeah.
watching this on live stats and I'm thinking, geez, Cougars
Yeah.
are doing a great job on Johnson.
Yeah, yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
His jumper wasn't going in the first half, and then he
Off
hit
he
one,
went.
and that was it.
Yeah. Johnny Lee, as I just said, he had 19 points. He was sensational for Sherbrooke. Titus Robinson, 13 and 16. Corey Maynard for McKinnon, 28 points, 8 boards, 11 of 11 from the free throw line. Carl Harrison, 17 and
here's
7.
the big one.
Zane Allen, 0 points. Timo, 7 points.
Looks like Zane just couldn't get it going.
No,
Just could not get it going
No.
at all in this game. And,
it doesn't happen very often.
Well, it's
but-
testament to Johnny Lee as well. He obviously had a very good game. Look, Sherbrooke, I think they've won
Sherbrooke
their
good.
last. They've certainly won their last 5.
For me, Sherbrooke are one of those teams that, those top 3 sides,
Yeah, step
Ringwood,
above.
Waverley and Cryo step above. But if they have enough games, Sherbrooke's the
I
type of team
agree.
with the quality,
I
with the
agree.
2 imports, Johnny Lee, Nathan Truman, they're the type of team that could really cause a big upset in the finals.
And I'm very mindful of what I've already done to Matt Brooks in the last 2 weeks.
You're going to say it, aren't you?
Brent Reed, re-sign him. Just re-sign
Coach of the-
him.
Coach of the
Well,
year.
he's
You've ruined Sherbrooke's
Coach of the
season.
year.
Well, he's got to be a contender with
Cody.
what he's done with this team.
You've ruined the Suns' season.
But I'm telling you now, Sherbrooke,
Wow.
Re-sign Stretch today. Get it done because he's done a great job with this team. They've got a couple of good
Carl
imports,
Chesney
but
backing
you,
him up.
but you know what? With Carl
Yeah.
there as well. But you know what? I say with a couple of good imports, they're not the only team with a couple of good imports.
No, not at that
So,
point. Jeez, no, definitely.
they have done a great
Yeah,
job,
that-
Sherbrooke, and I'm starting the campaign right now. Re-sign Stretch. Otherwise, I'm going to send Stretch around the beach.
You get billboards around Belgrade.
Oh,
The next game looked like the score from the Div 2 women's game.
Did too. Take us through it. This is an ugly game.
Eltham 56 beat Melbourne 48. Low scoring slog.
Yeah.
And that second win of the weekend for Eltham.
Yeah, you can't do any more than that. 2 out of 2 for the Wildcats.
Elliot Carr found away 18-9.
Yeah.
Bradbury 14-8. Looks like they got the ball inside. Two big fellas did damage in there. Lachlan Anthony had 13 for Melbourne. I don't think there's.
You know the best way to sum that game up? The best way?
Yeah.
Move on to the next one.
Diamond Valley.
Yeah, go.
94 lost to Bulleen 103. The Boomers got it done down the stretch. Another close loss to a top 16
It's
for
been,
Diamond
it's
Valley.
been the story of their last month.
Absolutely. Look, Norton was good again with 27 points, 7 trays. Varmel had 27. Cuff had 22 points, 10 boards and 6 assists. Sammy Gazzo had a good game for the Eagles with 27 points and 5 trays. He's had a great season.
Yes.
Adam Moore 21 and 14. Matty Reynolds 17 points.
I think we've wrapped it up there.
Good win with the Boomers.
Good win. DV, another close loss. For me, outside of McKinnon losing both on the weekend, for me, this was the biggest story of the weekend.
The Devils 89. It fell to the Magic at home 94.
That wasn't the biggest story,
Big effort by the Magic.
but this is.
This guy, Ben Waldron. Turns out he's pretty good. 32 points at 76%, 16 rebounds. Jay Allen, 29
Great
points and
season.
3 trays. Natoli, 12 points, 8 boards, 6 assists. So, look, they're the big three.
Yeah, no
they're the
doubt.
big three,
Yep.
and they all stepped up
Yep.
and dominated. Russ Dowd had 20, McEwen had 19, 17, Jordan Hughes 18 and 7.
Well, what this tells me with Benny Waldron this season, we see a lot of young guns in VYC, man.
Yep.
And actually, you go down to youth competitions
Yeah,
as well. There's some
Yep.
great young guns.
Yep.
This is a great example that these young guns can step it up to the next level
doubt.
and
It's great to see.
deliver. And deliver. He is a gun, Benny Waldron. Ladder.
Ladder Cryo Bay 17 and 1.
Haven't lost at home this
No,
season.
Ringwood 18 and 2. They've won.
Haven't lost at home this
They've
season,
won
I think.
8 in a row. Waverley is 17 and 2. They've won 9 in a row. Sherbrooke in 4th spot at 12 and 8. They've won their last 5. Bulleen in 11 and 9. McKinnon round out the top 6 with a 9 and 10 record, but they've dropped 4 in a row.
What's their
Diamond
last
Valley
four?
is still in it. They're 7 and 11,
But-
but they've lost their last 4. Hume City is 7 and 11. Werribee 7 and 12. They've lost their last 6. Whittlesea 7 and 12, they've lost their last 4. Eltham 5 and 14, they've won 3 of their last 4.
Wildcats.
Playing all right, the
Like it.
Wildcats. Hawthorn are 4 and 14, they've won their last 2, which is good
Yep.
to see. Melbourne 2 is 17, they've lost their last 10, and we've got some massive games coming up this weekend.
We have got some really big games. It
Yeah.
starts Friday night.
Oh,
Okay,
is
you
this
got that? Friday
a
night.
double with the-
It is
with
with
the
the
women's?
women.
Yep.
Good
Eltham Bulleen Friday night. Danger game. Bulleen. Expect some. You know what? Eltham.
Yeah, you're right.
You know who didn't play for Eltham on Saturday night? I don't think he played Sunday either. Ash Pryor.
Oh, didn't he?
No.
Okay. Well,
Makes that win even more
I
impressive.
reckon
Yeah.
Eltham should be sponsored by Bonds from now on because they dead set getting you jocks. That's how close they get to you. They are the tightest fitting defensive team going around, and I reckon Bonds should be sponsoring Eltham from now on.
There you go.
You want to add to that? You know what to go?
No, really.
You know what to go? Yeah. I think Bulleen might win that.
I think I'll give
I
it
think
to Bulleen,
Bulleen,
but
but
I'm not
they've
that
gotta be
sure.
ready,
I'm
yeah.
not that sure.
Yeah.
So Liam Norton playing against one of his former teams.
Oh yeah, one of his
Scotty Cup playing against one of his former teams.
Hawthorn, Corai Bay, Saturday night.
I'm going to go Cryo Bay.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to seeing Hawthorn take it up to them.
Hume City, Melbourne.
Broncos.
Hume City for me, and
Comfortably.
And I reckon JB will go for 40 this
Yeah,
week.
he could. He may not even know.
20, I reckon.
Might even not be able to play
The
in that
Copeland
minutes.
Gates Cup.
At Copeland Gaze
Yeah,
Cup,
no.
I reckon. Hey, do you reckon Leonard and I mean both these teams probably won't
No,
make it?
Have a
Do you
quick
reckon-
agreement. So
You
let's get off the
Leonard, what?
Can't register. It's too late. Sorry.
Well, they'd be registered as coaches, wouldn't they?
You can't register as a coach and play. No deal. Nice try.
You want that? Maybe halftime shootout between them. or
Yeah,
something.
that'd be entertaining.
Oh.
You don't think that'd have to be on TV.
No, who cares? Every other game, who cares? Ringwood versus Waverley.
This is
And
massive. Big V Live.
Big V Live.
Big V Live, we sat down and we went through the games and our radar was just zoning in on this. It's second versus third, 18 and 2 versus
Biggest rivalry in
17
state
and 2.
champ.
Ringwood have won
It's
8,
massive.
Waverley have won 9. It is going to be
And-
massive.
And I don't think there's any love lost between these two.
None.
Look, I think they've had a rivalry since that grand final series where
11.
Ringwood won game 1 at Waverley, and then Waverley took game 2 and 3 at Ringwood, and cut down their nets. I
just want to emphasise again. I don't think there's any love lost between these two. I reckon this is going to be on for young and
it's
old.
sensational.
It'll be a beauty.
Honestly,
Saturday night,
counting down the days already.
Yeah. Who you tipping?
at the rings. Look, if in doubt, and I am absolutely 100% in doubt. If in doubt, go the home team. So I'm going to go with Ringwood, but it is a beautiful game coming up.
I'm tipping Ringwood because I've tipped them to win the title, so I've really got to tip them to win this
If
one.
in doubt, go the home team. Who are you going for? You've seen them both.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Just what you're thinking, can I send a plea?
Oh, jeez.
Can I send a plea out to Coach Kenny and Coach Sherwood?
I'm going Ringwood.
Okay, alright, so 3 going for Ringwood. Can I send out a plea to Coach Kenny and Coach Andy? Please, don't even worry about playing defence this week. Just go out there.
That'd be like
just go out there and hit 120 points each. Just let everyone
They know.
shoot.
But the worst thing is, how many times do we build up a game like this and it's an absolute...
No, we don't want that. We
Don't let it be above.
Don't worry, hey, just turn the shot clocks off. You're not even going to need them.
You don't need them.
Yeah.
Just 5 seconds either way.
So make sure you tune in to Big V Live.
Yes.
Because Andy Sherwell and Kenny, they'll both talk...
We'll have
they'll give
interviews with them. Yeah, straight before the game we'll interview them. The players will talk to us straight before the interview. And just all the teams that do that. I mean, we're talking to players and coaches 5 minutes before tip-off, and they love it.
We've got over 40,000 listeners.
It's been great. It's been fantastic.
Yep.
If you want to get on to Big V Live Saturday night from around about, we'll be on air from about 7:45.
Yep.
All you do is go to the Big V Facebook page or the website, go on to Big V Live, listen to the game.
It's going to be massive.
Whittlesea Diamond Valley.
This is a bit of a rivalry actually between these two clubs. Geographically,
Yeah.
no, it is.
Yeah, what about? But they're near each other.
Altona and Werribee near each other, or do we just wipe that one away?
No love lost between
West Sydney Razorbacks and Sydney Kings, they're near each other.
Diamond Valley to win. They've been in good form despite their recent losses.
Diamond Valley to win and keep the pressure on Cougs.
McKinnon Hawthorn.
Danger game?
Mate, this is a massive
How much did
danger
you
for
beat
you
them by
guys.
earlier on in the
It's a
season?
massive danger.
3 or 4 or
And you
5,
guys have a really good rivalry for Mid-Div 1.
Yeah, we do.
Always put on a close game. I think McKinnon at home should get the job done.
Oh, I thought that against Eltham last week.
Yeah, that's true, but I think they will. They need to.
Hawthorn's coming off a win.
Yep.
Last
Hawthorn won 2 in a row. Hawthorn are a good team, but I just think McKinnon know that they've really got to win this game to sort of keep themselves in
down
the top
and try
6.
to-
And I think they're good enough to do that.
You know how I said Waverley women? Warning sirens? Mate, I'm telling you now, the sirens are sounding. Don't.
So who are you tipping?
Don't take these guys easy.
Oh, we know.
I'm going McKinnon at home.
Soft.
Right, I'm going Hawthorn on the road. Up
I'm
yours,
going
mate.
McKinnon to win.
Why am I soft?
Because you're like talking up that like they're going to lose.
Hawthorn's a bloody good team.
Yeah, but then you don't tip them though.
Oh, you don't rate Hawthorn? I think McKinnon at home should win,
Yeah,
but I'm telling you now, it's a massive danger. Is it a danger game? Yes,
Play
no,
back
of course.
30 seconds and the first person on the panel to say it was a danger game was me.
Shut up.
Thanks.
Cryo Bay will catch them at home.
Corio Bay haven't lost at home, so they'll win that. So
the
they'll win
second
that
They do have a game the night
Yeah,
before.
no, they haven't lost at home. They'll win that game.
Melbourne Werribee.
Where are we?
Oh, mate, what?
Re-sign Brent Reid. Stretch, get it done.
Melbourne
Re-signing.
Werribee.
I'll go Werribee. I'll go Werribee. I reckon. No, I'll go Werribee. Easily.
Come on.
I reckon if Sherbrooke came out this week and re-signed Brent Reid, Stretch,
They wouldn't win another game for the season.
he'd probably go out and celebrate by getting another tattoo or something. Hey, have a great week. State champion, when we'll be out at Ringwood on
Etihad
Saturday
Stadium
night.
for the dinner.
Oh, yes.
Saturday, September 20.
Ringwood Waverley, Saturday night. At the appropriately named...
Get there to the
What's
rings.
the name of that stadium?
Rings.
Rings. See you next week.